So it's that time of the year again where phone companies are releasing new phones that are bigger, faster and better. And of course, there will be some Singaporeans doing their most favorite activity, queuing up for hours to buy the iPhone. That led me to thinking, when does it actually make sense to upgrade to a new phone? Is it 1 year, 2 years, or even more? Yes, I know that conventional wisdom tells us that if we were to change phones every year, it would cost more. But is that really the case? Because if you were to upgrade your phone after 4 to 5 years, there's not much resale value left. So you will have to pay full price for your next phone. But if you were to upgrade your phones every year, you'll be able to sell off your old phones at a reasonable price, which will then offset your new purchase. So that's what I want to find out in this video. When does it make most financial sense to upgrade your phone? Then, if you really want to upgrade, I will also share some tips and tricks on how to save money when buying a new phone. If done right, you will easily save at least $500 or more on your next phone purchase. But as usual, before I start, I would greatly appreciate it if you can help to tap the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. In return, I will show you a cute elephant. Alright, let's start right now. Okay, I have to admit, whenever a new phone is released, I will always check out MKBHD and Live2D reviews on the phone. And very often, I will get attracted to all the new features. Like for the iPhone 14 Pro, there's Dynamic Island, where it will display notifications or give you additional features. Then there's the upgraded camera with more megapixels and stabilization feature. After watching these reviews, I'll be super tempted to buy the latest phone until I look at my bank account and realize I don't have any money. Then I'm sure some of you guys will be like, but you can sell your Tesla shares and buy ma. Sell your head ah. Anyway, even though there are newer and better features, most of the time, the upgrades are actually quite tiny. For example, the newest iPhone has a better processor, but if you compare the performance versus last year's phone, the difference in performance is tiny. Apple knows this, that's why during the announcement, they are comparing the latest iPhone performance with the ones that's announced 3 years ago in 2019 to show you the difference. What about the camera? Yes, the latest iPhone camera now has 4 times more megapixels than the previous iPhone. But tests have shown that the improvement in image quality is actually quite small. And if you don't compare it side by side, you won't even notice the difference. Then what about Dynamic Island or satellite connectivity or car crash detection? I've lived without all those features my entire life. I'm pretty sure I can live without those right now. Therefore, by upgrading your phone every year, you won't really get that much of an upgrade. Heck, even both phones look super similar. So even if you want to look cool by getting the latest phone, no one knows ah. So then, why do some people want to upgrade their phone every year? In short, they feel high. Yes, that's a real thing. In a research study, monkeys were trained to know that if a light comes on, that's a signal that there will be a treat. The monkeys will have to then press a button 10 times, and on the 10th button press, they will get a food treat. Researchers found that whenever there's a signal that you could get something, like monkey treats, or in this case, a new phone, the dopamine level would go up. Basically, dopamine makes you feel pleasure, satisfaction, and motivation. That's why phone release announcements and phone reviews are so popular, because we always feel super excited whenever we see the latest phones. But then, here's something surprising. Even before doing the work to get the reward, dopamine level starts going down. And by the time the monkeys get the reward, the dopamine level has gone back down. The conclusion is, we feel excited when we are anticipating the reward, not when we get the reward. But let's look at the reasons why people upgrade their phones. A survey by T-Mobile found that the top 3 reasons are because the phone wasn't working as well as before, the phone was broken, damaged or lost, or the phone was outdated. Only 10% upgraded because they wanted the hot new model. In short, most people upgraded their phones because of need, while only a few upgraded because of want. T-Mobile also found that 47% of the people use their phones for 3 to 5 years before upgrading, while 30% use it for at least 2 years before upgrading. Only a small percentage use it for 1 year or less before upgrading. Another survey done by GSM Arena had the same conclusion. they found that the majority of the people use their phone for 3 years before upgrading, while only a small percentage use it for 1 year or less before upgrading. Quick pause, here's a quick message from today's sponsor, Weeboo. If you trade options frequently, you'll be glad to know that Weeboo has added stop order and stop limit order so that you can protect your downside while trading options. Also, they have just upgraded their sign-up rewards even more. This time, it's $130 worth of free Tesla shares and a free Grab voucher worth $10. All you need to do is deposit at least 2,000 SGD into Weeboo, make one buy trade on an US stock or ETF, make another buy trade on one US option while maintaining 2,000 SGD net account value for that 30 days, and you will receive all your free rewards. So if you are interested, you can sign up with my link down below. With that being said, let's get back to the video. But now, here comes the most important question. When does it make the most financial sense to upgrade your phone? Is it every year or 3 to 5 years later? Dollars and Cents answered this in an article. Obviously, there's a lot of assumptions here, like new phones will always have the same price. Old phone price will always drop by the same amount in the next few years. Phones are being sold on carousel. Here's what they found. Basically, the longer you own a phone, the cost of owning a phone goes down. So it's basically what all of us already knew. It makes the most financial sense to upgrade our phone at least 3 to 4 years later. So all is good now? Not really. While researching, I came upon a super interesting article titled "Why It's Smart to Buy a New iPhone Every Year?" The math makes sense for many people. Huh? What's going on? Okay, here's the math. If you were to upgrade your phone every 3 years, your total cost will be $1,398. But if you upgrade your phone every year, the total cost will be $1,816 instead. The net difference per month is just $11.60. This actually sounds like a good deal. By just spending an extra $12 every month, I get to have a new phone every year leh. But hold up, here's why it doesn't make sense financially. They are thinking that the $12 is just 2 Cai Fan with fish every month, which over 30 years is just extra $4,320. But I'm thinking in terms of magic of compounding. If I just take that $12 to invest every month, with the S&P 500 historical 10% annual return, after 30 years, we will have over $23,000, which can easily buy a lot of Cai Fan, yeah? And that's just the boring S&P 500. What if it's a high growth stock like Apple or Tesla, which gives a much higher return? Or that $12 will go to the moon. So that's thinking in terms of compounding. Another way of thinking is by using something called the 4% rule. Basically, the 4% rule says that if you want to achieve financial independence and retire early, your annual expenses should be just 4% of your portfolio. Researchers found that if you just withdraw 4% from your portfolio will keep growing every year, and you have little to no chance of running out of money, aka unlimited money cheat code. So, for example, a $1 million portfolio will pay for $40,000 of my expenses every year. With that $1 million portfolio, I can just stop working and still have enough money for the rest of my life, as long as my annual expenses doesn't exceed 40k, of course. So, what about the iPhone? If I want to upgrade my phone every year, I will have to spend an extra $144 every year. Divide that by 4%, you will need an extra $3,600 just to be able to upgrade a phone every year. So those are the real costs of upgrading the phone every year. It's not just $12, yeah, it's a lot more than that. With that being said, if you still want to buy a new phone, good for you! Here are my tips on how to save money when buying a new phone. First, absolutely do not sign a phone plan with telcos. Sidley found that if you were to get a SIM-only plan, then get a phone separately, you'll be able to save anywhere from $100 all the way to $400. Second, sign up for a new credit card when buying a new phone. Take for example, if you sign up for the Citi Cashback Plus card, spend $500 on it, you will get an Apple iPad for free, which you can then resell on Carousel for $430. Some stores like Best Denki let you split the bill into multiple cards. So technically, you can also get another card like the Standard Chartered Smart Card, spend another $500, get a Xiaomi Mi Robot Vacuum Mop and sell it on Carousel for another $480. But just take note, this sign-up reward only works if you are not a new card member, yeah? Meaning you will only get the gift if you don't already have a card with them or cancelled in the last 12 months. Third, use a credit card to pay for the phone. If you got those new cards, pay with those cards. Otherwise, just use your existing credit cards to pay. That's because you will get cashbacks by doing so. For example, the UOB One card gives a 3.33% cashback if you can hit the 500 minimum spend for 3 consecutive months. So if you decide to get the iPhone 14 Pro Max at $1,800, you will receive $60 cashback, which is nice. If you can do all of these tricks, you will be able to easily save at least $500 or more on your next phone purchase. Anyway, that's all for this video. But how often do you change your phone and why? Do comment down below and let me know. Like, share and subscribe as I'll be posting new videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.